Okay, guys, let's just do it.
Welcome to the Plumber Station.
Podcast.
Episode 4.
Return of the Clones. Wait.
I'm Morgan. I'm new.
Welcome, Morgan.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here.
And I'm old.
Today, we're talking about United States government.
Political uproar in general, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, political uproar in general.
Speaking of political uproar, you guys have seen me before. I'm Ashcon. I'm now officially the U.S. president, so that's a thing.
According to no metrics whatsoever.
Not actually the U.S. president.
I could at least fool a few
Can
people.
we define official as like not official at all?
Like, official
yeah.
is like as long as it's recognized by some people. Like I recognize that I'm the U.S. president, and that's all that we really need.
I recognized you in the hallway once.
Yeah.
It's close enough, I
Yeah.
believe.
I
People
can't
recognize
recognize you when you have no beard.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's actually a
Yep.
thing. I look different without a beard. We look like it, right?
Totally not getting a cold right now. Anyway,
This is a different animal, clearly.
Yeah. So this episode we're going to talk about, like we said, political uproar. Mainly, sure in the U.S. Why not? But in the U.S. as well, in the United States.
As we've all seen,
Yeah, part 1, United States.
Or in the United States.
So right now, the U.S. government's shut down. How crazy is that?
what does that mean per se?
Yeah,
What does it mean exactly when a government is shut down?
Okay, so it sounds more dramatic than it actually is. What has happened is they failed to pass a budget.
Okay, that's dramatic.
But other, like, some areas of the government are still operating and people are still receiving pay. So
Like public health care.
yeah, we now have a great new public health care system that you don't have if you have any what's that word? Pre-existing conditions. There's no penalty and all that stuff. But anyway, like stuff like Congress is still operating, and stuff like police departments and fire departments are still operating. But things like national parks and random government offices and the
Like
EPA,
NASA
NASA
is screwed.
is not working right now. Some government employees are being asked to work without pay, and they'll be compensated later, like retroactively.
Bonus.
That's the
No,
oldest trick. That's
retroactively.
the oldest trick in the book. Come on.
Air traffic controllers are working voluntarily right now.
I was hoping. Anyway, you mentioned national parks earlier. So who's feeding the bears right now?
I mean,
Illegal people in the parks. With
Oh.
themselves.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Just like hopping the fence and then just like running into bearland and
Yeah.
getting eaten by bears.
Well, if the birds are hungry, there's no park rangers to feed them, because that's totally how that works.
The U.S. government will never sacrifice once the government is back at full capacity. Until then, Godspeed.
Have they spread out the what I can say the duties of Congress, and is it Senate as well?
it's the House of Representatives
House of
that
Representatives.
is causing the standstill. The Senate, they already passed the budget. They are fine with Obamacare.
Okay, so like how in the U.S. right now we've spread the duties of the president around to other execs, correct?
Correct.
So-
Currently the spokesperson in the U.S.
So has the U.S. done a similar thing with the duties of Congress, of the House of Representatives, sorry, and spread the duties of the House of Representatives to like American citizens? So
I wish, no, the House is still getting paid. They're still getting paid to sit in a room and talk about how the Republicans aren't going to budge and the Democrats aren't going to budge, and we're just going to leave this budget unpassed and this government shut down forever. And if it goes on until October 17th, then the U.S. can't raise their debt ceiling, which then causes a probably worldwide economic recession at the very least.
Because they have to default on
Disaster, yeah.
They would have to default on their loans. Is
Yes.
that it?
Yep.
Oh, crap. Don't default on your loans, everyone. Borrow responsibly and use credit wisely.
But don't they have Visa? Like,
I heard MasterCard's a very good alternative if you don't have Visa.
but I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, you
Yeah,
can
American
put off
Express.
all the
American
world's
Express.
problems until, like, November 17th.
Their
Yeah,
interest rates
totally.
aren't that bad either. I think it's like 20 million% for Visa. something similar for MasterCard.
Something like that. Yeah.
We are not sponsored by either Visa or MasterCard.
American Express, has a better deal for the customers, but makes the merchants pay more.
Oh, so
Fun
that's
fact.
what. So people
That's
don't
why
like American.
no one uses American Express. Got it. But great. So like you're talking about spreading out the duties. I didn't really realize like the House of Representatives had duties besides talking in rooms.
It's
and
passing
getting reelected.
laws. So
I think that's
I've
about it.
heard. This is what I've heard. Like stuff on the internet, on the interwebs. That a guy in Baltimore actually was writing bylaws and just handing them out, and people had to follow them because the House of Representatives isn't doing anything right. So he's got the law business, right?
By what authority can you do that?
Okay, the Congress is out, so somebody's got to pass bylaws.
No,
some random
that's not
Joe
true. But
citizen?
the Congress
Yeah.
is still in. They're still debating this.
Okay, so there's still. Oh, that's confusing.
So it's not a filibuster. The House can't filibuster. So
I kind of want to filibuster this one day. Just as a,
well, they actually technically they can. It's just like there's
It kind of-
there's a limit to how long you can talk. So it's like I will filibuster for this 45 minutes that I can talk. People will go outside. The Starbucks will be flooded. And about 55 minutes they'll come back in and vote.
Who was it? Harry Reid, maybe? One of the representatives talked for 21 hours about this bill. Like,
about this bill.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, no, the bill is the budget. But the Republicans are all like, we're not going to pass the budget unless you take out the Affordable Care, the funding for the Affordable Care Act. And so they
Reid
talk.
is Senate, is he?
Is he? I might be.
He's Senate
I'm.
Majority Leader, I believe.
I could definitely be mistaken. I don't know my politicians' names.
I could be very wrong as well, but I believe he's the Speaker of the House is Republican,
But somebody talked for 21 hours.
and you can't talk for 21 hours in the House. It has to,
Might have been the Senate.
yeah.
Somebody talked for 21 hours.
I am so confused.
Part 2. Somewhere else.
It's a commercial break for U.S. swag.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
U.S. swag.
This is a work in progress. We'll see what goes on with this. As you can see, it has the very nice OA patch and Frosha Thrones patch from this year's O Week. And look, it says EOS. I think it's pretty
So,
nice.
Brian,
Yeah.
where can I buy one of these?
That is not presently a possibility. That remains to be seen. Stuff has
Debbie
to,
Downer.
stuff has to go through our own.
Available in stores soon.
Hopefully.
Hey.
It has to go through our House of Representatives.
Hey, Brian.
Yes.
I've got another question for you.
Okay.
How do I earn one of these patches?
Well, the idea is if you participated in this year's O Week, you should be able to swing by the EOS office in McConnell 7 and ask our dear Diane for one of them. She should have a list of people who were involved either as a Froshy or as Frosh leader or O staff. That's as far as I can think. You're better, but first stop is definitely the EOS office in McConnell 7. Ground floor.
Interesting. And is there any time that I shouldn't bother Diane?
During her lunch break, between 12 and 1:30, Monday to Fridays.
Saturdays and Sundays are fine.
She
Thank
won't be
you,
there.
Brian.
All right.
So back to our
Part
part 2.
3.
3.
Political uproar in...
McGill Engineering!
Oh, okay.
Ba, ba, ba.
Ugh.
Da-da.
I think as the resident executive of the EUS in this room right now, you should probably provide us with an explanation of what happened.
All right. I guess I could. So, as many people have heard at this point, the former EUS president, Zach Moreland, has resigned from his position, leaving the presidency vacant in the EUS.
The seat here.
Seat
That I'm
is
currently
currently
sitting in.
vacant, as you can clearly see. So in the interim, Eric Cooper, Vice President Internal, has assumed the role of interim president and has split the role of the president among the 7 remaining executives, including myself.
So you're a spokesperson. What does that mean?
It means having to deal with campus media. Long story short, they want to know what's going on.
What is going on?
What's going on is that we'll be holding a selection committee, a special selection committee, on Tuesday, October 22nd. The selection committee will be composed of the 7 remaining executives in the EUS, as well as a representative from each of the 7 departments.
If I were interested in perchance applying for the position of president of EUS, how would I go about doing that?
You can find a form either in your pipeline or in the EUS office, McConnell 7, ground floor. Just pick it up from Diane's desk. Just answer the questions that are on the application form, as well as gather 50 signatures from undergraduates in the Faculty of Engineering.
For the safety of the EUS and in the future, is it restricted by who can apply? Like, I don't want any other students.
If your name's not Ashkan, it's not allowed.
There is no limitation as to who can apply. Long story short.
But
Well,
referring,
you have to
there
be
is.
engineering,
Yeah,
right?
it's
You have to be an
what I'm trying to
engineer,
get at, yeah.
undergraduate in the Faculty of Engineering, who is going to be here until the end of the 2013-2014 academic year.
And so there won't be an election, it'll be a selection committee.
That is correct.
So I have an interesting observation. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but even though the U.S. lacks a president right now, they're still running, at nearly full capacity, right?
I haven't noticed anything
Am I right?
different.
I would say full capacity.
Well, they're running at full capacity. Now,
yeah,
why
they
can't the U.S. government do that?
Yeah.
Food for thought.
200
US
people in a room just can't get along, and now we gotta close the national parks
I know, right?
and ensure that the bears die of
But
starvation.
here in the U.S., the other executives stepped up to fill this hole that had been filled, and it's running just fine.
Great job, Brian.
Yeah, good job.
I'd be lying if I said it was just me, obviously.
So I think that takes the
Summarizes the political uproar.
uproar?
Yes, so better than Fox News.
Yeah. Moral of
It's
the
the
story.
conversation.
Moral of the story. U.S. Get your shit
Get your
together.
shit together!
Come on.
What
Get your
they
shit
said.
together. Disappointing.
TLDR, EUS rocks.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-